A very fine morning to you. Today is Tuesday, the 16th day of September 2025. It's another beautiful day and you are watching Signature Morning on Signature TV. Lillian, how are you today?
I'm very well. Uche, good morning.
Good morning.
You look good.
Oh, thank you. You look lovely as well.
Thank you. What's trending from your side?
Well, there are a lot of strikes going on. You know,
Yeah.
just yesterday, Jusun Enugu State chapter went on strike. We're also having the doctors as well going on strike. I mean, there are a lot of strikes going on, and I don't know what's going on. Lillian, it looks like we'll go for our own strike as well. I mean, yes, now.
Because me, I need rest.
You need
I
rest.
do need rest. A break.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I am Uchenna Chimdi Olwo.
And I am Lillian Wale. Coming up next is our newspaper headlines and review. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now let's begin with our newspaper headlines. From the Nigerian Tribune, 2027, PDP demands legal backing for electronic transmission of results, says party not dead, declares confidence in Fubara as emergency rule winds down in Rivers, dismisses relevance of Atiku, others, says reconciliation, disciplinary measures in progress, and that you're going to find on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
And on page 21, Guinness Book of World Records confirms Hilda Bassi's largest serving of Nigeria. And on page 5, Nigeria's inflation rate dropped to 20.12% in August, says the NBS.
Our refinery ended Nigeria's 50-year fuel queue crisis, says Dangote. We are creating jobs, not displacing anyone. Industrialization, not importation, will grow Africa's economy.
Move to reduce FG stakes in joint oil ventures capable of undermining Nigeria's sovereignty, Atiku warns on page 6. And we have Oyo launches Sustainable Social Protection Initiative.
I can't facilitate Natasha's resumption, CNS says Senate. Court must authorize her return. And on health matters, daily walking can prevent back pain risk by 23%.
On the Vanguard newspaper, the headlines, we have bandits abduct 40 in Zamfara, mosque as peace deal collapses. Troops foil multiple terrorist attacks in Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara. Gunmen kidnap Catholic priest in Kogi on page 5.
And inflation rate drops to 20.12% in August. No glitches, no excuses. PDP warns INEC on 2027.
Tinubu cuts 10-day vacation, returns to Abuja today. 70 CSOs to NAS, summon Ibas to give account in Rivers.
Presidency, Atiku Bika over hunger, looming revolution claims, and NAS to Natasha, allow Senate, courts play constitutional roles.
And on sports, it's all God and Musan on winning silver at 2025 World Championships. 2009 agreement, SSANU and NASU to shut down varsity September 22nd.
And on the Punch newspaper, the headlines, food price crash, farmers fault FG's order as agro imports hits 2.2 trillion naira. Other won't work, FG must subsidize transport, agri sectors, AFAN says, and also mailers, FG to distribute 2,000 tractors to farmers.
Dangote vows refinery won't fall to oil mafia. Southeast behind as Southwest maintains voter pre-registration lead.
SSANU, NASU issues strike notice over unpaid allowances. FX inflows, reserves boost Naira to 1,497.
NAPO protests, 2 Nigerian inmates are rearrested after jailbreak on pages 4 and 5. And on page 2, Tinubu Fubara end foreign trips, Iba set for handover.
And on the Daily Independent, 6 months to deadline, only 14 banks have met recapitalization. Okay, also on Daily Trust newspaper, bandits abduct 55 in Zamfara state.
We have mafias out to kill my refinery, says Dangote. 3 patients die at AKTH as KEDCO cuts power over debt.
FCT doctor strike. Services grounded in hospitals. Tinubu cuts short vacation. Returns to Nigeria today.
2027 UN warns parties against hate speech. Kano Maradi rail project at 60% completion, says President.
And on the Guardian newspaper, morning illusion fears fiscal crisis as state debt deficit soars.
2027 Nigerians won't accept technical glitch excuses, PDP warns INEC.
NMA rejects salary cut for Lagos doctors, faults FG on funding. And Adeleke devastated, laments as flood ravages Osun community.
International Day, Nigeria's democracy faces grave threats from hunger, corruption, Atiku CSOs warn on page 6. And we have peace deal collapses as bandits abduct 40 in Zamfara.
How our refinery saved Nigeria's oil sector by Dangote. And FG suspends custom FOB levy on imports.
FG orders relocation of roaming cattle to grazing reserves. And we have $4.5 billion fraud trial. Court grants Emefiele's request for forensic examination on page 4. And that's the much we can take on the Guardian newspaper and on our newspaper headlines this morning. And over to our review with our in-house reviewer, as always, Chris Maduka. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Uche. Good morning, Lillian.
Good morning.
And good morning, the world. This is another day of Signature TV newspaper headline review.
Yes.
And I'm here.
Why are you looking so younger? Why? Well, what is going on?
Hunger can make you younger.
Really?
When there's no, because whatever you eat adds up to make you age. So when there's too much hunger,
you look younger. This is a new discovery.
That younger is another way of going back and then
diminishing return.
Okay, that's by the way, by God's grace, we will survive.
Yes.
Resilient Nigerians who are always happy, looking forward to a better Nigeria.
All right, let's look at our headlines this morning. We have 2027 on the Nigerian Tribune. PDP demands legal backing for electronic transmission of results.
Well, one thing about PDP politics, Nigerians, if you imagine that the PDP was in power for 16 years, and they would have done something to make sure our electoral system was perfected. And that's something I normally say. Once you have opportunity, you see a chicken scattering human feces with his legs, pursue that chicken at that time. Nobody knows who will eat the legs when it's served. Now, this is PDP finding itself at the receiving end. But there was time in Nigeria where they were at the giving end. Whatever goes wrong, comes wrong. I'm not supporting evil. APC should not, the APC now have another opportunity to make sure we have a system of election that stands the test of time. If they don't do it, they might find themselves the sulking baby tomorrow. Power is transient. And it was a PDP turn yesterday. Today is Emilio Con APC. And tomorrow could be another person's turn. But then the Bible says, for how long shall we continue in sin for grace to abound? For how long Nigeria will continue a useless electoral system that does not yield us anything? Each time we spend 300, the last one was who paid 319 billion to organize election that people are still complaining 2.5 years after. As you make your math, you rely on it.
Yes.
That's it. So PDP seek for legal backing. When you have opportunity of giving legal backing to Nigerian electoral system, what did you do? And the same pot is still cooking all of them. How many people are in APC that left PDP? Have they learned their lesson? They just hump around like bees looking for honey. But they forgot that what goes around comes around. So let them go ahead. The Miller come today, Warlock come today. Who knows who's come? It will be tomorrow. Now it's time for Nigeria to refine our electoral system, if not for anything, for our children. What is happening around the world is not teaching Nigeria a lesson. It's only a fool that will see death and walk right into it. What is happening in Nigeria is showing that wrong foundation built by politicians in some other climate are haunting them today. Even our Nigerian owners started haunting us, like, nipping at us like that. When it comes full hunting, who will be there? But it will be wickedness we think about only for ourselves today and forget all these children we are, because the riches are the ones who have money now to even adopt children, go for, when some of them they are no more fertile, they go doing insertions to have children, and they're sending them abroad. Are they saying they will not come back to Nigeria? If we destroy Nigeria and they were giving birth to children, what are we doing? It will come back to us one day.
So, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria's inflation rate dropped to 20.12% in August. Is that mere statistics or is it real? Is there any real fact?
NBS job is to Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. The job is to chill out to statistics, data. Whether those data is correct, whether they are talking to actions, they are empirical, whether they are real or fake. It's only NBS, and their people there, working there, earning their salary, that will answer. What we as ordinary Nigerians are looking at are the real situations, As of today, if inflation rate has dropped by 20.1%, according to NBS, you go to Ogbete market, the nearest to you here, or to Ababa, or you go to New Haven market, just look the local market in Enugu, walk into the market, tell a woman selling Ogu, NBS says inflation rate has dropped. And if the woman listens to you and sell Ogu that he has tied, a small Ogu like this that we were selling for 200 naira before, for 1,000 naira, if the woman reverts back to, let's say, 500 naira, you now say, NBS is true. Otherwise, I will regard this as a mere fact. And if a man told an Oyibo man, he said, until I see it with my eyes. So NBS 20.1% drop until I see and feel. We are in Nigeria, we all go to the same market to buy. Incidentally, the same NBS people are going to market to buy. The people in National Assembly are going to the same market. With 29 million on monthly basis, go to the same market. The same market is where somebody who has not received 70% minimum wage will go to buy. The same place is where Okada man who has to buy 2 liters of fuel at 2,000 naira to try to make ends meet and go home with, we have 4 children and a wife, who is not doing anything or trying to, the same market. So until we see it, if some people, for me, if I have 29 million in my account monthly, I can look at it. If you say 20.1 inflation, yeah, it's wonderful. We speak, but for us, the wretched of the earth, we are not seeing it. Tribune should also interrogate. It's not just to give you figure issue. Then let's give you empirical data, or let us look what is average Nigerian looking for today. They ask an Owerri man. He said, "Nta uba, nwame, ndi moto barama. If I eat uba and drink palm wine, let the people who build skyscrapers and go on escalade and let them go. If an ordinary Nigerian find food to eat, at least compare the inflation drop with the food stop in Nigeria, in a country you have over 240 million. Then you can give us data. Otherwise, like you said, it's not from my mouth to hear that father is wearing kaftan. NBS, well done. Should have more data. Since the beginning of this year, we've been dealing with NBS data. But we have not felt it. We only see it on newspaper. And this newspaper we are reviewing. So,
well, all right. On the Vanguard, we're seeing that bandits abduct 40 in Zamfara Mosque as peace deal collapses. this issue.
The wrong foundation will always collapse. What the basis? Somebody, I was watching Signature TV, somebody from KB was talking about how can an individual or some people go into negotiation with non-state actors on a sensitive issue like banditry and terrorism. What are you going to ask them? What can you do for your girlfriend's son to call you Papa as a man? How long, who are you going to negotiate? Has you found that despite all that God did, whether you call it God, you call it Chukwu, call it Oluwa, call it Allah, call it anything, when did you read in your Holy Bible that God negotiated with Satan? I'm not saying that if it calls for, it should be where everybody has agreed and the total move, not when a section is paying so much, but make move to negotiate. But I can be saying that here, the man who wears the shoe knows where he's paying. Some of them are out of desperation. When every other thing has failed, you not take even the devil's alternative as an option. It collapsed, and now look at the result of the collapse. It means, they say a devil in the Bible portion was cast out. Jesus cast the devil out from and the devil went out, according to what the analogy Jesus used. He said when the devil returned, he found the house swept and empty. So he went back and called 7 regions. It's a legion. Of devil to come back to inhabit. That's what, you start such negotiation. Once he fell, they go back and they come in multiply effect to reoccupy and reconsolidate and pushing you further into. So negotiation is fine, but it should be done with calculated and well thought out plan by all concerned, not segmented. Otherwise, we are giving we are handing over the baby through the wall to somebody unidentified human being. Of course, unidentified people are all over Nigeria. Unidentified gunmen, unidentified politicians, unidentified criminals, unidentified corrupt people, unidentified Nigerians.
Oh, wow.
So when you hand over baby across the world to unidentified, that's a better analogy when I speak in Igbo. I'm comfortable because I'm an Igbo man. So if you do that, it's dangerous.
So the presidency Atiku Bika over hunger, looming revolution claims.
Well, that's it, and the presidency is wearing Atiku. Oh, you know, you leave the substance and pursue shadow. Somebody said, you know, everything that every Nigerian politician says, even whether right or wrong, will be swallowed in the voice of opposition. But see, deep, I'm sure presidency that they are not taking it for granted. You know, it's just reminding them of what they know. So they can as well tell, as Atiku said, he will lead the revolution. People like Atiku, when they lead the revolution, most people cannot follow because how many people want to follow politicians to anywhere? Now, what we are talking about is that he is warning because when the building want to collapse, the roof can stand. Uno, Adabarogaluko. That is why all Nigerian politicians are worried about what's happening in Nepal. So whether they want themselves to agree, they disagree, we wish them good luck. But one day, monkey fit go market, you know, if you return. I am not a prophet of doom. Because even me, nobody knows who will survive when this happens. What's happening, even if it's stampede that killed millions in Nepal, they're also part of the revolution. Now, whether they achieve what they want to achieve or not has been on history. After all, this is not the first time. They want to sweep it down. Revolution has happened in Nigeria before we end SARS. How we ended or how it didn't end, this is how it happens. Nobody plans it. Was it Atiku that planned the end SARS? They were pointing, they even accused Peter Obi then. Whatever, they didn't tell us, but we went up to now. Some people are still in jail. Some people are still somewhere. Some people are still suffering the pain. Have Nigeria told us what happened in SARS? But they didn't take care. Because what happened in the recent past has the possibility of happening in the recent
again.
Of
course.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Now, we're seeing that Dangote is saying that mafias are out to kill his refinery. And somewhere else I saw our plant ended 50 years of fuel queues in Nigeria.
So even when I was coming to work in public vehicle, all the radio in Enugu I just reviewed newspapers and everybody was talking. People are calling in, pouring vituperations on Nigeria authority, and then NNPC or whatever they call it on Nupeng. They are saying, leave Dangote, allow him to breathe. That's what they are calling for. And I won't add any other thing there. I'm joining millions of flies to eat shit, because there must be something they're seeing there. If all Nigerians are shouting and say, leave Dangote to breathe, I join them. You have refineries for 30 years that go moribund. Somebody out of all his businesses mopped out money, build a refinery. You gave him approval, gave him land, supported him as you claimed, gave him environment, he start producing, and your eyes have not left there. Instead of learning from him how to, as a blacksmith at his apprentice, how to make a metal gong. You look at the tail of a kite. You are fighting it. Become a legendary case of an Igbo man who said, you know, when two children went into the bush to fetch firewood, when one fetches more firewood than the other, jealousy comes in, and the other one will say he went to fetch firewood from the evil forest. What stopped you from going into the evil forest to fetch yours? Why is NNPC or whatever authority, what do they want from Dangote? The only man who is giving Nigeria some hope of buying fuel, even if he's not bringing it down or taking it up at some affordable price. The same people came and crying that fuel consumption in Nigeria dropped by 28%. The same people connive to don't allow Dangote to breathe. What did they want? You want his truck drivers to belong to Nupeng. You want this for him. How much did you give him to put up the refinery? Are you not ashamed that the whole country, like Nigeria, we have 4 refineries that are dead for over 30 years, and an individual put up one, and all you like flies have surrounded that like fly when no one sees shit. I think certain things we review in Nigerian newspaper make me to feel ashamed. I begin to act. Is it that? But you know what the case is? Since most Nigerians have begun to call for this, they are even calling for them to establish filling stations all over across the country. Use your truck, distribute fuel. Let the Nigerians know. If Nigerians now begin to support Dangote, you now see they have forgotten the power of monopoly. But they said, like the case of a woman, they said they will give them headquarters during those days. You know, they say our local government, they want to do headquarters. The old woman does not know what they call headquarters. She thought they were saying a qualiquata. The old woman said, give us qualiquata, we love it. Nigerians said, allow Dangote, give us fuel, whatever it is, let Nigerian mass and market determine. When he begin to deal with us, we will talk to him. But this time, we are not sending any NPCL. We are not sending Nupeng. We are not sending anybody to talk on our behalf to Dangote. Nigeria, he manufactures fuel in Nigeria, and we said to us, if it's affordable, we buy. If it's not affordable, the market, Nigerian market will determine. Leave him to breathe. That's all I can say. All these ones, if you use mallet to pursue, to kill a fly, one day, if you miss the fly, the mallet will not miss your leg.
Now, let's look at the FCT doctor strike before we go.
I hate to talk about doctor strike as only FCT. If doctors are strike all over Nigeria, no life in Nigeria is more than the ones in FCT. What are we talking about? Let all the doctors in FCT go on strike. Let the ones in my village go working. Let them sort it out. After all, we have the headquarters of Nigerian government, the Asoro. We have the National Assembly. We have the Federal House of Reps. We have the Minister of Health. We have all the ministers, Federal Safety Council, all living in Abuja. Why should I talk about it? It does not concern me in any way. Let them close down. Let them come back to my village. In fact, let all the hospitals in Abuja close down. Let them go to their constituencies and take health treatment.
All right.
So let's talk about it there.
All right, thank you. We are running out of time. Thank you so much, Chris, for your review this morning. I mean, we can't exhaust all the headlines on the
Nigerian Wahala no dey finish.
Nigerian Wahala no dey finish, exactly. So You can.
Adeleke, before I go, the dancing governor, the dancing governor has, at least I just thought about that when you were doing that. The last story we took on the Guardian, he said Adeleke devastated, laments as flood ravaged Osun State Committee. For someone like Adeleke who loves to, dance all the time, such news is not good for him. But if he wants to go back to his dancing mood, let him put a lot of budget on getting the environment of Osun State working and look at the causes of flooding in Osun so that he can go back on his dancing mood. God bless Nigeria.
Yes.
God bless all those who have watched us and from across the world. And remember, God's blessing is for those who deserve to be blessed. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lillian.
Thank you so much, Chris, for that review. And that is where we draw the curtains on our newspaper headlines and review. And coming up next is our conversations. Do stay with us.